All right, all right. What's up, everyone? Listen, I am so excited right now. This is going to be an incredible interview because I'm working with somebody who is an incredible vocalist, a songwriter, and guess what? It's her first time ever putting a product out. And the way that we recorded this record is totally different. Since COVID hit and we can't get together in the studio or anything, we decided to do a record remotely, and we're going to tell you all about it. So I want to introduce to you Asha Mae, and she is, like I said, an incredible vocalist. Just give me a little bit of your background. How did you start singing? What was the bug for you? What hit you to make you want to get into this?
I've been singing for a long since I was a little girl.
Hmm.
I sang in church. I sang in elementary school. I was in all the talent shows on stage in other churches and start singing.
Hmm.
And I just always really had a passion for singing. When I was a kid, if you would have asked me what I wanted to be, it was always, I'm going to be a singer.
Okay.
And I just loved it. Yeah.
Wow. So at an early age for you, any family members sing, or was it just pretty much you the only one? Or did you have like mentors and things like that?
So my father sang and he played multiple instruments. My
Hmm.
grandfather, his father, also played the guitar and played in a band. So I definitely have musicians on my paternal side of my family. And actually, my father was very encouraging when it came to me singing and everything when I was a kid. Um, so I just, there. And then, like I said, church. It's just all honestly, I just love to sing. I just love music. And it was just something that I just naturally loved to do and was inclined to do.
And what about the writing part? Like, how did the songwriting part start for you?
So when I was in high school,
Hmm.
I was a rapper. Going to University City High School in Philly. That was when I wrote my first song. And I had my little composition book full of my rap songs. And I that's when I started. That was the first time I got into writing. So I had to have been around 14 years old
Okay.
then. Yeah. So yeah, was it money? Lady Mischief was my name back there.
Oh,
So
they missed it. Okay. All right. So it started off with doing raps and what, then poetry, and then it kind of developed into songs.
yeah. I wrote poetry. I just like to write. I really did. I not just that, creative short stories. Um even for school, I just always liked to write. It's always been an outlet for me.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just love to write. And even when I was in church when I was younger, I wrote songs then. So writing has just always been an outlet. And I didn't necessarily share it with people, but I would just keep it to myself and, like I said, just
Got you. Got
put
you.
it on paper.
Hmm. Hmm. All right, so we're not gonna make these interviews too long. I'm trying to keep them
Hmm.
to about 20 minutes or so because
Hmm.
the attention spans of people can be very short these days. So we're not gonna hold y'all too long, but we want you to stay on and listen to this because this is exciting. So we're going to talk about her new single that's coming out. But before we get there, I want to talk a little bit about tell you how we recorded this record, which was very different. So for me as a producer during COVID, and um, I was looking at ways to record remotely, and we came across some tools that we use. I had her purchase, a laptop in Pro Tools and get an audio interface, and we started using this app called Audio Movers to make some things happen. Now, I want them to hear about your life and the travel thing. Just talk a little bit about that. What's going on with you?
Um,
How you? Go ahead. Tell us about that.
so especially with COVID going on and everything, my family, we have an RV. So we decided to live in our RV full time and travel around
That's amazing.
during that time. So we started off in Philly and we've been down the coast, the East Coast. Now we're over on the West Coast right now. But yeah, it's really, it's been interesting recording and getting into this in this way,
Right.
but I will say that it's highly likely that we may not have even done it if COVID never happened.
That's a good point.
Because of COVID, yeah, because of COVID, there's been so much more time that you have where, especially in the beginning when COVID first hit and everybody was grounded and it was just like, okay, what do we do now?
Mhm.
That gave me so much extra time to pursue this. Whereas, like you said, Donald, you had said before, like, oh, we should get, work on some things and everything. And so much time had gone by and we didn't because life was just always in the way and
Yes.
there wasn't enough time.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. So we went down that remote recording road and we actually came up with a great single. I would do the tracks basically for, musicians and producers out there. I would basically do the tracks or actually first we would get on Zoom and we would talk about what we wanted to do. I would have my piano. Asha Mae would sing, I would play some chords and make sure the keys were right. And then I would work on the tracks after we got the structure of how we wanted to work. I would send her the tracks and then we would get on Zoom and use audio movers for the audio and record. And it actually, that was my first time doing it. So it took it was challenging at first to get it to really work
Yeah.
right. And it took a little more time, but I'm telling you, when you hear the single, you would have no idea. You would think we were together. We did it in the studio. Not only that, this record that we're talking about is a live record. So it was live drums. They were in their place. It's live bass. All the live musicians are in different locations, and we end up putting it all together. And I believe it came out great. So let's talk a little bit
Great,
about the
great.
single. The single is called, you tell us, the name of the single. Mm-hmm.
Called Lord Make a Way.
Hmm.
Yes, it's called Lord Make a Way. Um, I actually wrote it because I was trying to write something to record for church on Sunday because we're having church remote, it's
Remote.
online.
Hmm.
But as I started to write, um, it just wasn't, it wasn't your typical, praise and worship type of song. And I just started writing from the heart. And I was just really feeling stuck and not really knowing what to think about everything going on with COVID, just my own life.
Hmm.
And I just, we tend to get our heads muddled and overthink things or, question ourselves, doubt ourselves. And that's what gave birth to this song. I just really, I was just struggling internally.
Hmm.
And it was definitely therapeutic for me to be able to get that out because
Yeah,
it really spoke to that time.
I got you. Yeah, and for me, when I heard the song, and I think probably for a lot of people who will hear it, the song definitely resonates for the times we're living in now. Just the chorus of "Lord, make a way, get me out of here." It's like, who can't relate to that these days? It's like, Lord, what's happening? 2020, what in the world? Get me out of here. It's that type of song that when you hear it, you're going to be like, yeah, I can definitely feel that. I think it really resonates with definitely where we are today, and not just today, but anybody who's going through struggles and you're trying to figure out what's going on in life, this is the perfect song for it. So make sure you listen to the song. And I know you're going to have a video release coming out. Tell me a little bit about that. You're doing a video for the song.
Yes.
Hmm.
So yes, we're doing a video for the song. Also have a lyric video coming out shortly.
Okay.
The the normal music video will be in 2 to 3 weeks,
Okay.
but the lyric video will be coming out first.
Okay. So the single is available right now, right? And where can it be
Yes, it is.
streamed or downloaded?
So currently it's on Apple Music,
Hmm.
iTunes,
Okay.
Spotify, and I believe it's on Amazon as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So
And I'll be offering it on my website, ashamay.com. Yes, on
awesome.
Friday.
All right. And your website is launched. Is it coming out or is it released? Or it's already, people can go to it right now to check out some of the things you're doing? Your website?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Give it to me one more time.
No. The No, so yeah, so the website is definitely active right now.
Okay.
So it's ashamay.com, and
HMA.com.
definitely find some interesting things there. I have a blog going on, photos. Like I said, I'll be um providing the music that's for sale once on, like I said, starting Friday.
Okay. So I was thinking it might be cool because, you just, this is a new website, right? All of this is kind of new for you. Am I correct?
All of this is new for me. The record, the everything is new for me.
Wow.
Everything.
So how's this journey been for you? I mean, you just dug deep in, and I just gotta say, most independent artists that I've been working with, there are some who are hard workers and they just go for it. But for you to just this to be your first, um, well, I know this. Well, we'll just say single now, but I know you have more coming,
Mhm.
so we'll talk a little bit
Mhm.
more about that later. But for you to just be able to do all that you're doing. For me, I find it amazing because even the recording side and me showing you how to work Pro Tools and you getting the mic,
Oh my God.
all of that is very challenging, but you pulled it through. And now you're taking it to a whole nother level with the website, with doing a video. How has that whole process been for you?
It has been crazy. I remember when first of all, when you were telling me all the things that I needed,
Hmm.
and I was like, I don't even know what he said. I was writing everything down, but I was like, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this is. And then, oh my gosh, when you threw Pro Tools on me, I was like, what am I looking at? This is crazy. But
Right.
I can honestly say that I can navigate it now. So that's nice. But it has been a job. This has really been like a full-time job on top of my full-time job that I have, because I do have a job. So yeah, it has been so much, but at the same time, it's been fun.
Hmm.
And because it's something that I'm passionate about, it doesn't feel so much like work.
Right.
So it's I'm looking at it as a learning experience, and it's just really been a wild ride as far as that goes. It's been something else. Like I said,
Yeah.
I mean, I recorded in the Cracker Barrel parking lot. Yeah, I really have. I've recorded all over. So it's really been something else, just getting everything together. But like you said, with the website, but you've been such a big help too, because I wouldn't even have known, where to go for some of these things. And, you really steered me into that direction. And I really am thankful for that.
Yeah. And for me, it's, from the production side, I think it's good that people really understand the process and how tedious it
Mhm.
can be to put a record together. A lot of times,
Mhm.
because people they may sing and they may leave, they don't get exposure to actually the process and what really happens, what a producer really have to does, what the producer really have to do when it comes to editing and all of those type of
Mhm.
things. But one of the things you just said really rung out to me, the word passion. And I think that's the key. You have to be passionate about what you're doing because if you're just trying to do this to, throw something out there, it's going to become too overwhelming and then you probably won't follow through. But when you're passionate, when you have a vision, when you have a goal, that passion will drive you and you will get the job done. Um, One other question is, when it comes to like your purpose behind your singing, what is it that you want your audience to get from all of this? The people who buy your record, what is it that, anything in particular that you're trying to convey or you really want to bring out and let people grab from your artistry?
Absolutely. For this particular record, there is a recurring theme in that a lot of it is I'm talking to God. And a
Mhm.
lot of times people think that um, when you're talking to God or you come to God, whether it be through Christianity, through Judaism, through, Islam, like any of those things, they think that you have to come in perfect and you don't. They think that when you're talking to God, you have to, be something that you're not, or you have to show your best self, but God sees all of you. So
Yeah.
you can go to him in that vulnerable place. You can go to him torn and broken. You can go to him just like with your ugliest side, and he's there for you and he'll accept you. And that's what I wanted other people to know, that there is, every word. A lot of times people think, when they, especially with Christians, a lot of people might think, oh, there's high and mighty, or, they,
Right.
but that's not the reality. And I just wanted to show people that other side, that broken side,
Hmm.
and let people know that they're not alone
Oh,
and you can always go to God.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow,
Mhm.
that's powerful. Yeah, and I think that's really important when we do records, is that we really um, have a purpose behind what we're doing, because just like your passion will drive you, your purpose will drive you also. So it's really important. Now, you mentioned the word gospel. Would you consider this a gospel record? When it comes to genre and style, for me, I don't know. Musically,
No,
I think it goes a lot of different places. Tell me about your style and how you came up with that, and the way that you sang.
so it's not your typical gospel. I don't even know if I would consider it gospel.
Hmm.
It's for me personally, it's more blues and it's just real.
Hmm.
I was listening to other blues artists, and a lot of times they'll say, God or Jesus or Lord. It's just real. That's all. It's not even so much. I mean, it is gospel in a sense, but really what it is just a real conversation.
Right.
And I mean, if we want to label it, we can label it that. But a lot of times in life, these lines are blurred. Everything isn't just so black and white, and we can't necessarily put ourselves in the box. And also, I can't say that, a year from now or 2 years from now, because y'all going to be hearing from me a year or two from now. This is not it.
I hope so. Yeah.
That I'm just going to be talking about God, so like I said, we can't go into that box. But if, for this particular song, I think that it's blues,
Hmm.
but like I'm having a real conversation here. The same way a person I'll be talking to my husband or my kids, or I could be singing about my broken car or my broke down car or whatever, I'm talking to God.
Yeah, yeah. So lyrically, you're talking to God, the concept of the story, but musically, the roots of the song, yeah, kind of feels bluesy. It kind of got that Mahalia
Mhm.
Jackson type of feel to it, and the instrumentation too, with the old Fender
Mhm.
rolls and the pianos and
Oh
some horn
yeah.
things happening, kind of get
Organ.
you back,
Mhm.
yeah, to that feel. Awesome,
Mhm.
awesome. Well, you got to pick up this record, y'all. It's incredible. Lord, make a way. And before we leave, just can you give us some words of advice for other independent artists who are trying to pursue a career and do what you're doing? What words can you offer them?
Do it. Don't put it off. Don't second guess yourself. It's going to be hard. You know, you may feel, I know I've struggled with feeling inadequate, and I've said to myself, it's been many times after I've been finished with recording with Donald that I've said to my husband, can I really sing? Am I making a fool of myself? You know, I've said that. So, but having courage doesn't mean that you go and you just do anything. It means that you do the things that you're also afraid to do. And
Mm,
we can't grow and we can't realize our true purpose unless we're willing to get uncomfortable, we're willing to face our fears and go after the thing that we are destined to do.
that's awesome, awesome, and so true, and so true. Sometimes we become perfectionists in what we're trying to do, and it really stops us from doing anything because it's never good enough. And oh, it don't sound right, and I don't want to do it. But I am so glad that you are moving forward, that you are again amazing, that you're doing all the things that you're doing. This is your first time out, and you follow through this way. Because there are a lot of singers that I know, they'll just put a single out and they don't really have a clue where to go from there.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I am really honored to be in a position to kind of be a part of this and help you reach your goals, your passion, and your purpose behind what you're doing. So, Asha Mae, thank you so much for showing up today, and I'm sure, without a doubt, people are going to be blessed by hearing this record. So make sure y'all pick it up. It's on all social media platforms. Asha Mae, thank you so much.
Can't stop the voices I've got in